Fantasia, and you already know I got soul, baby.
Alright, Fantasia, so the new album, Side Effects of You, in stores now.
Yes.
I was reading you were going for a rock soul sound on this project. What kind of led you in that direction?
Yeah, that's what I say. I gotta tell you. I was raised up on good music. You know what I mean? I always tell everybody I'm a music baby. So in my home, coming from a musical family, my mother sings, my father, everybody in the family sings, Casey and JoJo, first cousins. There was always like music being played around me, and it wasn't just soul, it wasn't just gospel, it was rock, jazz, folk, all kinds of music being played in my home. And so with this album, I was kind of being a rebel, and I was like, I'm not going to record, I'm not doing any more albums until they let me do what I want to do, what I'm passionate about, which is bring all those types of music together, rock and soul and lyrically and musically, make it out of a package, like a story, like Michael Jackson did with Quincy Jones. So, that's something I'm passionate about, and they allow me to do it.
Right.
Yeah.
And I noticed on this album, listening to it, you're using your voice differently than you used before on your previous albums. Like, do you feel like you're growing more comfortable with your voice, as you're on your fourth album now?
I feel like I proved myself. People know I can rock. They know I can get out there and just go.
Right.
So this time I kind of wanted to show the different types of sounds that I love.
Right.
Everything doesn't have to be so hard. Everything, when we were on Idol doing Summertime, that was a very laid back song. Doing You Are Always on My Mind, just actually showing people what I can do with the vocals.
Right. And you went with one producer on this album, Harmony. We're big fans of his work. What made you feel comfortable enough to work with him on, handle the whole project?
Harmony Samuels. First of all, let me start off by saying this. He is an amazing man, okay? He is my baby Quincy Jones. When I walked into the studio with him, there was just a comfortable feeling. And I think artists have to have that in order to be able to deliver and be comfortable. And I walked in with him, and he had that same vision that I had. He wanted to bring back that type of sound, that music, that people miss. Coming from London, they listen to all types of music. I remember when I was in London, that one radio station played every different, old school, new school, rock, pop, hip hop, and I was surprised. So I felt like he was the best person for me to work with. I wasn't to go anywhere else. He got it, and he gave me exactly what I wanted.
Right, for sure. And I was also reading you took more of a writing role on this project than you have on previous ones. What made you want to take the lead more on that side of things?
Well, that was something that I was standing for.
Right.
I feel like I've been through a lot, and I'm the best person that can tell it. You know what I mean? And I felt I owed that to my family, my fans that have been following me and been loyal to me, and they come to the shows, and I felt like I knew what they wanted in the CD. That live feel that we have on stage, that feeling and that place that we go, let's put that in to my album.
Right.
And, nobody can tell it like I can tell it.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
And your new single, Without Me, takes us sonically to a different place than we've heard you go before. What do you want people to get when they heard that song?
Honestly, when we recorded Without Me, that was a night where we was in the studio. We're not working. We weren't planning on working. And I just got a phone call, and it pissed me off. And so I remember coming back into the studio, and I said, Harmony, I need you to get on the keys, and I need you to give me like some hood, some hard. I took Al Sherrod's hat, which is another artist that worked with me on this album, a producer, a writer. Shout outs to Al Sherrod. I took his hat, and I was like, let's go in the booth. And when we got in there, we came up with, you really gonna make me expose you for exactly what you are. So that was just my way of getting that rage out and that anger out, and putting it on a record.
Right. Cool. In the past, we've talked to a few producers who've worked with you in the studio, and the one thing they always comment on is how emotional you get in the studio.
Yeah.
So how important for you is it to portray that emotion and put it in your songs?
I mean, I'm a soul singer, so emotion, the passion, the story, all of that's gonna come out. If I can't do that, then it's not right.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And so when I go into the studio, or whether I'm on the stage, just sitting right here talking to you, it has to be, it's my honesty.
Right.
You know, if you was to say to me, look, we might want you to not say this or come, then I can't do it.
Right.
Because I'm not being who I am. You know, I'm not being myself. So going into the studio with every producer that I work with, I think they know by now, coming from the Idol, when I started, you know, coming in with them, that I was gonna go into that booth and just put it all out there.
Right.
Plus, I'm a Cancer woman. That's my sign. So I'm very emotional, and it's gonna show through everything that I do.
Right. You know, like you mentioned, you put that emotion out when you're on stage. You know, we've covered your live show before. You kill it out there. You give it all you got. You know, do you feel like a connection with the crowd that allows you to do that?
I do.
Well,
I do.
Talk about that.
When I do shows, if there's like a gate up, and I get in trouble for this all the time, but they have to move the gate. They do. Because when I'm on stage, the people can't be too far. Or if you notice on some of my live shows, when we do television things, if the people are too far, I'll go into the audience. Because it's like I have to feel the people. And there's so many people out in the audience that are like going through different things, you know, and when I touch or reach out to them, I can feel that. I can feel that, and then I feel that I'm able to bless them, and they're giving me what I need to deliver, you know, the music.
Right. Right. You know, a lot of people might not realize this about you, but you're from a very musical family.
Mm-hmm.
You know, your mom's a singer, your brothers as well. How big of an impact did that have on you growing up?
I mean, we didn't know what else to do. That's all that was going on in the house. After school, singing. You know, on the weekends, singing. My father's family, I would have to say, you know, everybody in my father's family sings. There's 16 of them, and everybody sings. Casey and JoJo, they're my first cousins. So, you know, I would always follow them, and they started in gospel. So I remember I would listen to his gospel album as a young kid, and you know, he would bless me. I would listen to my uncles, the Barrino brothers. They traveled, you know, overseas for a very long time, and then, you know, at 5, my father put me and my brothers on stage and was like, okay, we're a family, the Barrino family.
Right.
We had 2 gospel albums out, you know, so it was always singing going on. I knew that at the age of 5, that's like, this is what I'm going to do. I love it, love it.
Cool. And just finally, you know, a lot of people, fans, were excited to hear you were collaborating with Michelle Williams on her new gospel project. Tell us a little bit about that.
You know, let me just start off by saying Michelle is a very beautiful spirit. Every time I see her, she's always the same. She never changes. She's never extra, read all about it. She's never Hollywood. She's just really nice. And whenever they called me and said, we want you to be on the song, I was like, no doubt. So they sent it to North Carolina, and she's killing on this song. Like, she's killing. Her vocals sound amazing. You can tell she's in a great place. And so I was honored to be able to work with her. Honored. And I tell her, Kelly, there's a lot of artists, Missy Elliott, Mo, Faith, Nikki Gilbert, Coco, Vashawn Mitchell, Joe, Tank, Anthony Hamilton. There's a lot of artists that if they call me, no doubt, it's not about money, I'm there.
Love it.
Yeah.
Love that. So that's all we have for you. Anything you'd like to add?
No, I just want to say it's a rock soul movement going on. You don't want to miss it. Get on board while you can, because the tickets might be gone in a minute.